Labyrinth has just returned on global, and this time it's a little bit different. Not only you have to complete the Labyrinth, but there's also a shop that you can get coins for, or I guess currency, on the 4th floor. So I'm going to be walking through the strategy to actually farm those points, because I think majority of people watching should be able to complete the Labyrinth. I'm going to be walking through how to beat the bosses and stuff, and yeah, what passives I recommend and characters to pick up if you can just, you know, pick whatever you can. So in the beginning of the Labyrinth, as you might have seen if you already started, you're going to have the options here at the bottom and this Merlin here. Honestly, the only options I really recommend are like the Liz for the heal in the back, and maybe this Meliodas for the basic stats. You see, I have right here the one ultimate. That's because if you complete a Labyrinth, if you restart from the beginning, you actually can pick one of the characters from your previous run. Personally, I'm just gonna do this so I can actually walk through the Labyrinth faster and just record this video. And if you already beat the Labyrinth, again, if you just want to complete it again for fun, they just give you extra stuff to aid for your second runs. This is not gonna happen for your first run, and you also can pick one of your previous passives from your last completed run. So this is not one of the passives you're going to be able to get from the beginning, but I'm just going to show you right now the best strategy I found for this Labyrinth, which I've already beat the Labyrinth 5 times. It's actually pretty fun. Stick to one race of characters. Humans are probably the best because you have the one ultimate. The catastrophes are pretty good. You can even diverge and go for like a bond team. But if your like strongest characters are demons, pick demons. It will show you when you complete one of these stages with passives, for example. It will display here different passives for different races. There will also obviously be passives for, you know, just general characters. If I come here, like these, for example, right? Like debuffed enemies take 60% more damage. Those passives as well are pretty good. But if you can, for example, take a passive like this, which is just straight up increases your attack of all unknown characters by 100%, and you just make a full unknown team, that's really good. I'm going to take this because it's just more general. And personally, again, I do believe that the humans are stronger. In terms of path, you saw I took the right path, but in my experience doing the Labyrinth a few times by now, there's not much of an advantage for going on the right or left path. You can go on either or. You will see on the left path, I had the option to go for a level up. On the right path, it's random if it's going to be a level up or a star. Those are the only two options. If you see a level up on the left, it means it's going to be either a level up or a star on the right. So next, right here, it says a star on the left. So you can, the next one is either going to be a level up or a star. It was a star again. But I would say the best thing you can do is just stick to one race of characters, pick up as many characters of that race, and you should be fine. Because regardless of what characters you actually pick, so long as you're making them super strong by picking a bunch of passives that add on to their stats, you're going to be overpowering the bosses. So here, this is a passive that just lowers the damage the enemies do, I'm pretty sure. I can't read this in Japanese, so I'm just going to take that, so it's more general. I would say, you know, keep on that trend of one race of characters. I saw some people completing with, you know, different races, but I think it's much easier to have a completion. My characters are super low level for this boss, actually. I didn't get the level up, which is why it might actually be better to go for the left path, because it's guaranteed to get a level up. I didn't get a level up, I got like a bunch of stars. We're at the first boss, and honestly the first boss is deceivingly hard. I found that blue characters do not do damage to him. So if you want to like take him out, you gotta take him out quick. The longer you take, the harder it is, because he puts on quite a bit of damage reduction. So again, I hope that you've been picking up passives that just straight up increases your damage. Your damage output is the most important thing for this first boss, as I have found. Maybe I'm a little bit, you know, wrong. Let me actually not attack with Ascanor. Let me attack with the characters first, the ones that I picked up along the way. And I did pretty significant damage, but trust me, blue characters will struggle. So in the beginning, I do recommend picking up some red characters so you can take care of this boss. It's just my experience. I failed twice on this boss, on the first boss, because my blue characters just could not do damage to him. And this is the currency. right here. Every time you do a boss, I think you get the currency, or the stages after the third boss. Alright, now for the second boss. And the second boss is actually pretty simple, but it is pretty... how can I put this? Deceiving as well. So, the first time I did this, I instantly died. His gimmick is... he has a 30% damage cap, so you can't actually kill him in one turn. And the lower his health, he gets more and more crit damage. I think it's this one. And if he's under 50% HP, he gets 80% lifesteal. So what you want to do is you want to attack once, just once. It will do 30%. His health is really low. Like, he has 40,000 health. And then you chill. Don't get his health any lower. Just 30% is good enough. If you can do even less than 30%, it's even better. But honestly, it's pretty hard to do less than 30%. He will probably kill one of your characters like he did with mine, because he hits very hard. So you're just gonna have to revive someone. I have Gal in the back because red characters ignore a little bit of difference, but it's pretty okay. At this point, you can't even get Escanor like I have right now. And even if you do have the one, you can't one-turn him unless you get 2 finger cards. So that's the best thing you can do. Just let him attack you. I don't think it's possible to do less than 30%, honestly, because his health is so low. I haven't, in all of my runs, I have not had a single time where Saro didn't kill one of my characters. So maybe if you have a very tanky team, it won't. But for me, I have been focusing on damage because I feel like the last floor, the 4th one, damage is much more important. And I would also recommend going more for damage than tankiness as well. So the first character pick on the 3rd floor will generally have very strong characters. So if you don't see like the one ultimate on the first row here, I would recommend resetting and seeing if you pull him. But I've seen Purgatory Mally here, I've seen Trader Mally. Purgatory Mally I also see on the 2nd floor as well. So if you want to do demons, just know Purgatory Mally is in the 2nd floor too. You know, I've seen Margaret, I've seen Light Liz, I've seen all the festivals here. So these will generally be very strong characters. I recommend if you don't see a character you want, like restart and try again. I will not be picking any characters because I'm fine with my team. So far my rules or passives have been pretty bad, but I should be okay since I have the one. But as you can see, you know, not many of these human ones. The human increase attack by 150, 200% are pretty insane. Or not just human, any race. These are my biggest recommendations. Alright, so we're at the 3rd boss, and the gimmick for Corrupted Mael is very simple. He just hits you really hard. That's really about it. He has a debuff card, or 2 debuff cards, and once you are debuffed, he increases his damage by a lot, and his defense-related stats. So you do not want him to attack you, obviously. By now, I hope your Giga Chad passives allow you to just completely annihilate him. Again, this is why I've been saying, have the most damage as you can possibly have so that you can one-shot this boss, because if you let him attack you, it will become a problem. I actually should have attacked Vascular last. My passives are really bad. Really, really bad. Like, again, I wish I had more damage passives. There is a passive that increases your crit damage by 200%. Stuff like that. This will not be the team I'll keep. And I say that because the 4th floor now is what matters. So, we beat the boss. Fine, cool. Right here. So, this is the real farm. And this is why you need to have the most damage as possible, because this is where you're going to be farming the actual currency. So as you can see, this was the party I had previously registered. I will actually keep that one. Sorry. Wait, I thought I would keep... I thought if I clicked the red, they would keep that previous... Okay, never mind. Well, I wanted to keep that one, honestly, because I had way better passives. But, oh well. This is the real farm. You really want to one-shot all these enemies. These are a bunch of fights, 9 fights in total, and a boss. And you can infinitely keep repeating this. It costs 30 stamina, of course. But this is the real farm. This is where you're gonna get the shop currency. So you want to be doing this fast, right? You want to be one-shotting these bosses, which is why you want to get as many damage passives as possible. Being tanky is cool, so you can, you know, not die, but you're just going for speed here. In fact, if I don't one-shot him with a level 1 card for the 1 here, I think this really is just a dead run. Awful. My previous run, I would do like 1,000,000 damage. Per no joke, 1 million per level 1, and then I would do 30%. It was so much stronger because I just had way better passives, is what I'm saying. I would say if you don't get passives that allow you to just one-shot these bosses with a level 1 card, I would just restart and go for better passives, because this is where you're going to be spending most of the time on this game mode. It's not going to be just doing the whole thing over and over and over again, because you don't have to. You don't have to do the floors 1 to 3 one time, and this is where you're going to be repeating. So repeat from floor 1 until you get passives strong enough, damaging passives, that will allow you to just one-shot these bosses. Brynhilder's not a great character, because you can't debuff them, as you can see. So Sigurd is also pretty useless. I had Sigurd in my previous one just because, you know, humans. But honestly, I think if you can have someone that will passively boost your Ascanor or something, the team doesn't have to be full humans, it's just, you know, follow-up attacks are pretty good too for the last boss. But if you're using Ascanor like I am here, which you should be, hopefully you pulled for him. If you're using Ascanor, you should be able to one-shot even the last boss with a level 1 card. Okay, we are barely one-shotting them. Barely, which is not what you want to see. Alright, now the last boss is this Dragon for Ragnarok, and this is again why you really need a lot of damage, because you want to one-turn this guy. The less HP he has, the more attack he gets, and he has a revive, so you want to not only kill him, you want to kill him twice, which is why I'm saying that your Ascanor should be able to one-shot enemies, or whatever character you're using. Ideally, you just want to have the most damage as possible so you don't deal with the revive. I'm hoping I double kill him, but I guess we're gonna have to see. I am a little concerned. I don't think we do. My characters are very weak. I might just get wiped, actually. Alright, if you're not confident you're gonna like kill him in one turn. Like again, the team I was using first, the other one that you saw, not because of the team necessarily, but because I just had better passives, right? I just had better passives. The team I was using before did just my Ascanor one-shot him with a level 1 card. That's the difference between the passives. The passives we call the difference. The more crit damage, more attack, just more that's what you want. Just one damage, right? I mean, we kill him, but we got pretty close to losing as well. So you don't want to see that. You want to be able to one-turn him as well, just for time. If you're going to be doing this multiple times, you don't want to waste your time, right? You want to do this as fast as possible. So that's our best tip. Go for one race, pick up as much damage as possible with the passives, and you should be alright. Now I'll not be saving this team because it wasn't very good. But you will see once you're done, you click to restart. When you click again to open the Labyrinth, it will ask you if you want to start from the beginning, or if you just want to go back to the... oh, okay, it kept my team. I still had to go with that team to clear, but it kept my previous team because I clicked no. Okay, that's pretty good. So, I go back here. This will just take me straight to the 4th, and then we go back to farm more currency. So, yeah. That's about it.